Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a high-level game between Rogue and Spirit here on Tokamak. If you don't recognize the name of the map, it's because it's one of the new maps in the Team Liquid map contest number 20, which is currently still going on. People can still vote on which maps they want to win, and perhaps we'll see those maps in the upcoming map pool. So over the next few days I will be uploading a bunch of videos, some best of ones, some best of threes, so you guys can have a look at multiple maps and then make a more educated guess as to which ones would be good. This particular map, as we're entering a triple CC opener here for Spirit and a standard triple hatch for Rogue with Zergling speed, has a gold base mixed with a regular base, so a 8 mineral patch, 4 gold, 4 regular. Can be taken as a third, but difficult. Can be taken as a fourth, but difficult. What else does it have? Standard bases, some more neutral bases on the sides, which I'm always a huge fan of, especially for ZVT late games. I think having neutral bases that can be taken by the person that has map control tends to force Terran players to be a little bit more aggressive, and I think that is the one thing we definitely want in StarCraft 2. Alright, what else do we have here? We have a triple CC opener, Hellion into Banshee. We have Spirit, who is known to sit back, relax, and do as little as humanly possible while maintaining decent APM. On the other side, we have Rogue, who is known to love building one unit in the late game. And I hear you think, what's it gonna be? Ultralisk? Broodlord? Infestor? No, it's the Overseer. And with the Overseer, we've seen these massive changeling strategies, like hundreds of changelings being sent across the map to block key areas, ramps, this type of stuff, to just really block anything that you can. Have infinite scouting with it as well. Very difficult to clear all the changelings if there's 40, 50 Overseers, of course. Ooh, Spirit actually opening up with a very aggressive opener. Viking, I thought this was going to be Banshee, but it's going to be Viking, Marauder, Hellbat push. I don't think that Rogue is going to be capable of scouting that, and thus he will need to defend with a Queen Ling combination, which is never that easy. Actually, quite tricky to defend stuff with. Armory is indeed going down, and we're going to be seeing the first push here in this game coming up shortly. We have 4 Hellions out already, soon it's going to be 6, and by the time this hits, it's probably going to hit with 2, 3 Marauders, 8 Hellions. I think you take the Marine with you as well, and a Viking. You're going to turn these Hellions into Hellbats. Oh, double evil. Okay, this is going to be a very short game here on Tokamak. A good first game, though. Get a nice impression to see how you can use the terrain maybe to defend this or to kill your opponent with Hellion Hellbat. Triple Spores coming in as well. Oh, Rogue is so blind. Oh, no. At least bats have echolocation, but Rogue has absolutely nothing except 2 dead queens right now. So the first 2 are falling at a very high pace. Hellions, for whatever reason, did not turn into Hellbats yet. A pretty large oversight here out of Spirit, who now is going to be moving in forward, but already lost 2 Hellions there. Maybe even more. Yeah, he lost 3 Hellions in Hellion mode. A huge blunder here out of him. Because Hellbats, they can get healed. They're a bit tankier as well. Have more HP than Hellions, 55 more. That was a huge mistake here. Marine didn't join up until now as well. Still, Spirit is going to be capable of sniping a bunch of these queens. But with no medevac and a single Hellbat remaining, this is going to get cleaned up. Absolutely, 100% of the time. What is the damage here, one may ask? We see 7 queens, 28 links against 1 medevac, 3 Hellions, 7 Hellbats, 1 Viking, a Reaper, 3 Marauders, and a Marine. And if we look at the numbers, it's pretty darn close as well. Now, Rogue did hold this with a higher worker count than his opponent. Spirit also forget to set the rally points of 5 SCVs idling for a significant amount of time. Barracks 4 and 5 on the way, no E-base. Oh no, never mind. We do have E-base, and 1-1 starts as well. So, game will continue on, but I think if Spirit had morphed into Hellbats immediately, this probably would be a game over already. So, Rogue getting away with murder there, and the murder was very accidental. Burrow is being researched, so probably wants to go into something else. We have a lot of extra hatches. Oh my god, he's building 4 hatches at the same time. Double expansions, double hatch in the main. I guess it makes some sense, because he lost all of his queens. And rather than rebuilding 8 queens, he says, hey, I'm just going to build a lot of hatches. Actually, that makes no sense, because you only need 4 or 5 queens for injects. I guess he just has a lot of cash left over and says, hey, I want to spend it. I don't want to look like a bad macro player. Good old Harstem will make fun of me. And I would have. If he was floating 1500 minerals right now, boy, I'd be ripping him a new one. Meanwhile, what do we have on Spirit side of things? We have a bunker at the 3rd base. We have more depots being added into the mix as well. And we have a Marine Hellbat Marauder attack heading towards the 5th. I guess that is. Infestation pit on the way too. Let's see how Rogue is going to play this out. Of 72 workers. Ooh, look at that. Spirit. All in, into all in. We're starting with a Hellbat all in. And we're following it up with an 8 Rex all in. But with a 4th command center. So maybe not as all in as I had imagined. Big Ling run by coming in right now. 1-1 Lings are going to pull away. The 5th base is under some heavy pressure here. Banelings moving in. Good surround. Beautiful stuff as these Banelings do get the connections. Well done there. Only 5 Banelings without Baneling speed. They get the fat hits and that's all you need in life. What do we have over here? We have a 4th. What do we have over here? We have a 5th. What are we going to be doing over here? We're going to be hanging out. Overlord's going to get sniped. It's going to actually supply block him. 11 more drones on the way. Wants to go up to 85. Yes. I was going to say 75, but that's 85, boys. 85 droners. We have a 5th base. I would love to see a 6th. Yeah, I was going to say, the moment you have this base up, this right side area becomes less important to hold. Even now, actually, it's kind of important to have a 5th base if you have 85 drones. Because you don't want to mine too much gas. Like right now, we're mining 6 gases. It means we're going to have a little bit of oversaturation. We have 4 drones of oversaturation here. This is fine. 7 drones of oversaturation on this base. So yeah, about what they say, 11 drones oversaturation in total. So a 5th hatchery in position near minerals was a necessity, not so much a luxury here. Marine's going to scout to see if that left side base is actually being taken. Spirit still at 155 supply. Needs to be careful though, because he could be walking into a bit of an anti-timing. If he's going to hit too late, then it is completely possible here that he's going to walk into a 2-2 Ling upgrade timing. Ling Bane up 2 upgrades, even supply. Would not want to be you, buddy. Would not want to be you. As this Overlord's going to get sniped. No creep tumors. He's canned. There's none. No creep tumors here available to shoot at. As Borrowed Ling is going to block this command center. SCV's being pulled to clear it. Will be capable of doing that. Ling's now coming in saying, hey, if you clear that, that probably means SCVs are going to be mining here. Forgot to land the CC. New Ling is actually going to burrow once more. We get a scan. Just making sure, I guess, there's no Banelings, because that would have been scary as hell. A couple of Banelings burrow there. Could have been minus 20, 30 Mariners. It's not going to be the case. Ultra Cavern on the way. We have pneumatized carapace as well. Of course, the Overlord speed. As honestly, for Spirit standard of a game, this has been extremely aggressive. He hasn't done a lot of committed pushes yet. I think he's done 1.5, but we've had a more action-packed game than I've seen out of him in the past. Look, if you want to, you want to get to sleep, but still watch some StarCraft 2, I really would recommend a standard Spirit game. Because Spirit, like I said, if he can sit back and do absolutely nothing, that is ideal world, okay? He wants some of that. He wants some of that hanging out at home, and still making. He's the passive income type of guy. But instead of passive income, it's passive StarCraft 2. He's just sitting at home, wants the game to kind of play itself. If he could automate StarCraft 2, he would absolutely do that, and he would just watch his units move, and then the rest of the time would be spent complaining about balance. That is what we call Terran efficiency, my friends. Triple turrets now coming down. I'm not sure. What is his defending for? It's like triple detection? I really haven't... Like, Vipers, maybe? I guess it's for Vipers. It has to be, right? It is a Viper defense. So we're going to get a mass drop into the main base. Whoop. Looks beautiful. I really like this skin. The Dropper Lord skin. It looks so nice. Good lord. Especially in red. I think if you make it blue, it looks way worse. But red, this Overlord skin, phenomenal stuff. It looks like they're burned, They've been sitting in the sun too much. This is the average British tourist in Spain. It's freaking red as hell. Also bald, so it really works. This is like 7 British tourists going into a bar in Valencia. They're also going to get knocked out by this turret. It's the bouncer, basically. So a very similar scenario once again. If you've ever been to Spain and had to interact with Brits, then you know what I'm talking about. How many orbitals do we have already? A lot. At least 2. At least 3. Soon to be 5. Soon to be 9, maybe. And this is Spirit's safe space, you know? This is where he can be himself. This is where life is perfect for him. Yeah, we have 7 overseers now on the way for Rogue as he adds in double Niduses as well. And we're heading into the changeling phase soon. Okay, there we go. Sends in this battle. We have a bailing run by at the same time into the 3rd. I don't think that's going to hit anything. Link drop into the main base. So we're attacking 4 or 5 areas at the same time. A beautiful setup. But what does it bring to Rogue? That's, of course, the real question. What is the result? Setups can be nice, but if the outcome sucks, then there's no point. There's a lot of links in the main base. I'd love to see a couple of links being burrowed as well. One CC is going to get killed. No lift on that. At the same time, this is being pushed back. Minus 3k overall in total. I think it was similar when we started. I didn't actually quite pay attention to the resource loss there. Overseer count is growing beautifully. 20 are out already here. As the... These 2 guys are never going to see anything. Oh, no. It already sucks having a timed life, but then being stuck on top of this, that is not what they had imagined for their energy to turn into. Okay, we got a couple of scans, make sure that the main base is clear of any intruders, and now it is. We still have this setup, so he can go again. After the previous successes, he's just gonna hit him once more. We could add in a Nidus worm, by the way, just for banter. Oh, there we go. 13 more overseers. 15 more overseers. So that's going to bring the total up to 35. Is that correct? Oh, yes, that's correct. Oh, Rogue, you beast. I still don't quite understand the purpose of the mass changeling. It is just the block, but I guess that is good enough. Okay, this is going to get pushed back. Was that some snipes here? Yeah, absolutely was some snipes. Worker count is 91 to 78. One thing that looks really weird here, by the way, is when you take a look at the banks. Because usually you're used to seeing Zerg with a way bigger bank, but this bank is being invested into overseers. And it is hopefully generating like some interest on that in the form of energy. You know, you're getting something there, but I'm not sure if it pays off enough. I'm really not certain about that. Is this? I mean, what are the changelings achieving here? I don't get. He's dropping a couple more, sending them in. I guess it's just APM intense to clear them all the time. Like, it's very frustrating. It takes like 5 to 10 seconds, and all you're doing is really clearing changelings. And if you miss one, like you did right now, you're gonna get vision of the opponent for eternity. Are we adding any more? Currently, we still have 35, and we're just hanging out. For now, Rogue wants to max out. We got our next wave of changelings out too. So, does that show up in the unit count, actually? Yeah, it does. Look at that. 33 changelings. I wonder what the highest number of changelings on the map ever has been. I bet Rogue has had like more than 100 already at some point, no? Surely he's had more than 100 at some point. Okay, this, by the way, is why I love neutral bases. You see this? I would love for this one to be even further, but now this is already quite cool, because this base isn't easily attacked by the Terran player, and it means that it forces the Terran to go do stuff. Do something, Terran player, because if you don't, Rogue is going to be up an entire base. He's taking the bottom right side, which you can't contest, and he's taking the top left side, which right now you also can't really contest. Even this base is realistic in this scenario. This is pretty far away. I guess you could have like a tank up here, but yeah, this is frustrating as hell. Spirit is probably feeling the time pressure, which he is not used to feeling, because a lot of StarCraft maps don't have these neutral bases. The moment you have a neutral base, Terran players, like, you can't get outmined by an entire base. Don't forget, I'm going to keep mentioning it every single time we're in these types of scenarios, is that the moment you're mining an opponent's base, it counts double, because you're getting extra minerals and you're taking it away from them. So you really only need to mine half of it to already be up an entire base in mining, which is phenomenal. This planetary is gonna get taken out as well. Changelings are moving forward. We have an ultra run by over at this third base. Ooh, Ghosts are gonna snipe him down. Resource lost overall is heavily in favor of Spirit. But Rogue, he says, hey, as long as I can clear this base, and I can mine from this bad boy, we're going to be banging. This is a distraction. I don't think he wants to mine from here. If he can, brilliant. I don't think he's going to, you know, put everything in that. He's going to defend this with everything in the kitchen sink. This one, not so much. This one, perhaps. I would love for him to already start mining the gas as well, by the way. Like, I'd rather have him mine gas from this base than have him mine more gas from this particular base. Because this base, he's always going to be capable of mining out. But over here, no, that's not so certain. More changelings are now moving out as Spirit's life now consists of losing bases and clearing changelings. 30 out on the map, 30 have to get cleared. And you're going to need to individually click on all of them. Or, of course, if you use the tank splash, but then your tank is busy shooting changelings. Look at that. You have the overseers coming in. Hard to target, of course, by the way. With the overseer, or with the snipers as well. Like, if these overseers are flying on top of the main army, as Rogue runs in, and actually he's going to get a pretty darn decent trade. Actually a fine trade. He's running in here, and soon he's going to be running out again after clearing a crap ton of units. An absolute crap ton of units. Maybe he can take out one more of these ghosts. No, he can't. 6 ghosts still remaining. 85 workers for our boy Rogue. I really believe that priority should be to mining bottom right, top left. Once again, I'm going to keep mentioning this. We're 18 minutes in the game right now. And I think this base has been active for about a minute, minute and a half. That should have been quite a little bit of gas already. This base has been active for even longer. Like, we should be looking to be mining out at least these non-heavy patches, like the 900 mineral patches already. This base is like a buffer for the bottom right, by the way. You see that? Spirit first wants to take this out. Hey, Spirit can't take this either. I'm not sure what he's doing here with this command center, but this is a dream and a very unrealistic one. Absolutely not happening. Like, this is not even dreaming about, like, being together with a Hollywood star. This is about dreaming being together with a Hollywood star that's already dead. Like, it's never happening, brother. Like, this base is, not for you. Not for you, sir. As top left is gonna get sniped here. No static defense whatsoever. What's our overseer count? Still 31. As the next set of changelings is moving in. Spirit's going to need to deal with it. Let's take a look at the vision clumps that we have here. Couple of changelings here, couple of changelings there, couple of changelings everywhere. As full vision for Rogue, practically map hacking and knowing where to attack, and then still not getting a great fight, but I guess a reasonable fight. He's moving in, throwing down even more changelings. Actually helping out clearing those with the splash damage. Rogue just lost his entire force. If Spirit had the killer instinct right now, he could probably kill his opponent. Like, look at the bank. Non-existent. Look at the army. Non-existent. Like, what does Rogue have right now? He has 17 lings, 12 banelings. That's it. 48 marines. You can kill whatever you like, my friend. Stacks on deck. Patrol on ice. You can kill whatever you like. Yeah. 5 corruptors, 2 more ultras. Rogue is gonna need at least another minute and a half to set up. So he's just gonna be setting in some of these changelings, get a little bit of vision going. How many Niduses did he lose already, by the way? 9. It's sad that changelings don't show up in the unit loss tab. I guess because they don't have a monetary value. But just because they're free doesn't mean they're worthless. Don't forget that. Spirit's army is huge as well, by the way. 152 supply of army. He is being outmined by his opponent, and this base is pretty key. But Spirit actually is managing to push him forward and start clearing this general area. We have double Nidus going up in the main base. Oh, he's a planetary in the main? Are you serious? I have never seen this in my life. Not once. Oh, and we're ready to go. We are ready to roll. We have another Nidus coming in right now. This planetary is actually going to have a day job shooting these links. That is so silly. I have never seen this. Not once. Not twice. This base is going to end up falling. This is actually active. Managed to revive the Hollywood star. Crazy moves here out of Spirit. I mean, this is still unrealistic. You're not going to keep it. You're going to mine like 600 minerals from that and then piss off. The convert burrow out of the Ultralisk. It freaking dives into the ground. Nice try, brother. Do appreciate the attempt. So we have 29. Oh, he forgot adrenal glands. Oh, what a blunder. Blunder city here. I hadn't noticed either. Oh. Rogue. That is really bad because that's a complete change in damage output. That is a significant difference. Look at this planetary. It's not even going down at a high speed. It already has the armor upgrade as well, of course. How can I not get to the name of this thing? Super armor. Building? Is it just called building armor? We'll call it building armor for now. Neo steel frame? No, I think that was for the bunkers. God, I'm completely blanking on it. Either way, we have 54 changelings on the map. And Rogue is on the way to bigger numbers, bigger and better numbers. But really what's important for him is clearing this base. Or now mining from here. I still don't believe this to be a very realistic scenario. Not having mined gas over here is pretty bad too. Because this pushing lane is kind of doable for the Terran. You get what? Tank, 5 liberators. Like, we have a setup going. As is in natural. I really would have loved to see these changelings just kind of hanging out on the ramp, but I guess not necessary, as Rogue's going to clear this base. It's going to open up some opportunities, make it harder for Spirit to push the right side. He's actually flying in here with this command center, which is kind of crazy. That is really kind of crazy. This Nidus is up. It's not being used, which is... I'm not sure if it's a mistake. I mean, if you could send like 20 links in there, that would be great. But you could probably also just send them into the natural at this point, right? Take a look at the vision that we have created. 12 swarm hosts. What the hell? 12 swarm hosts. 29 overlords. Overseers. We have a setup here, ladies and gentlemen. These swarm hosts don't even have upgrades. They're +1. Ah, come on. If you know you want to do a swarm host transition at some point, then range upgrades, they need to kind of come before you build them, I think. So we have another one of these. I really think that changeling walls on the main ramp, like one here, maybe like 10 more changelings over there would be great. It's not what we're seeing though. Now it's gonna get taken out. Oh, I'm so curious how he's gonna be using those swarm hosts. I guess to clear tank lines. That's what I'm guessing. Maybe to clear a planetary here or there. Link run by is now coming in. We have a lot of minerals, not a whole lot of gas. Of course, Rogue is mining this area right now. And he's mining this area. So if he takes... Oh, he really needs to mine the gas. If he gets the mining over here, we're still fine. We're still up a base. That is okay. That is a-okay, my dear friends. Resources lost. 18k in favor of Spirit. So if it continues like this, in this ratio, which is a pretty bonkers ratio, even if Rogue mines an extra base, it might be fine for Spirit. But don't hold me to that. Okay, this base is gonna get taken out. The gas not being mined here is such a serious issue. I'm mentally struggling with that. I really am. Do these guys not have advanced ballistics? No, they do. They're just not using it. Not utilizing their range. Gas is still at least a little bit in here. We have 50 more changelings into the main base. Have we even used these swarm hosts yet? I feel like they should be walking around. Hanging out. Down the street. Oh, there we go. I don't experience seeing this. We have the wall. They're hold positioned. These guys are locked in right now. Oh, you can't do this on a building that lives, brother. That is 36 locusts that are going to take out a refinery and a sensor tower. I guess they'll get a tank in the end as well. The Spirit is already up so far in army supply. Oh, wow. This does finish. Now that he's seen these swarm hosts, I think he should be way more aggressive. There's no ground army. None. Nada. We get a nuke over here. Let's take a look at the first person of Rogue. Does he see it? Yes, he saw it. He spotted it. He's figured it out. As the Canadians would see. He needs to pull this out. Oh, yeah. Can you borrow drones? And then, no, I think they still die against the nuke, right? Yeah, because lurkers also die. Yeah. Yeah, no, it wouldn't work. Yeah, let's just take a look at the first person here for Rogue a little bit. I want to see what goes on in his mind. Let's see if we can get closer to it by just, this first person. Okay, so he's checking. He's checking with the changelings to see where his opponent is. And then he's sending in the swarm host to clear outside bases. And I guess his goal here is to have a more consistent output. This is actually really cool gameplay. I'm not gonna lie, I really like this type of gameplay. Oh, Corruptor's coming in as well. He sees the lack really of ground anti-air defenses. Corruptors can probably finish the job there. But he just has map hacks. He is actually using map hacks, but it just comes in the form of energy. It's just like Terran. He says, hey, you guys have 12 orbitals. I'm gonna get 31 overshoot. It's so stupid. And he's using these swarmos so well. This is such a cool style to play. Actually such a cool style. He's completely outplaying Spirit here. Over the past few minutes, I still think that a good offense here is the best defense. Because look at the... like, what does Spirit really have? Or sorry, what does Rogue really have unit-wise? Not a whole lot, right? He has like 4 Ultras and like 3 Corruptors. It's like you can't really attack into a 160 supply army with that. Like, Marines are just gonna beat everything here. A couple of Ghosts and Marauders to deal with the rest, as the Changelings once again are being annoying as hell. Rogue is playing a super cool game. Okay, we're actually gonna... He's playing a little bit too fast for me here. Don't want too many flashing images. +12 more Changelings in the main base, or whatever, how many that is. +3 range. We're also getting more air attack upgrades. I mean, if this already was with +3 range much earlier, like these Swarmos, they're actually getting value right now. The resource loss step is... The gap is closing. The gap is closing. We haven't seen this in years. The gap closing between Zerg and Terran. Oh, there goes the Hellbat. And here go 3 more tanks down the drain, right? Changelings fighting with one another for a better location near the tank. Closest to the tank is the best location, because there the tank can't actually shoot you. Turrets are gonna fall as well. Look at that. The gap is closing. I still believe that if Spirit at any point starts using his brain and just A moves across the map, doesn't he just win? 31 Banelings, 7 Corruptors and 1 Ultra. Like, I think if you just A move across, like 19 Ghosts, 27 Marines, you just A move and you kill, no? I guess it is scary. Because Banelings on creep are pretty powerful. Like, creep threat for this has to be phenomenal, by the way. It has to be the best. It absolutely has to be the best. We have a lot of Swarmos on the ground. Up, and there he goes. This is really fun to watch. I love this Swarmos play. It almost makes me believe that there should be like a hive upgrade for Swarmhost. For their Locust to be a bit tankier or a little bit better. So you can have, you know, they can be more useful in the later stages of the game. Maybe Swarmhost more supply even. So you can't have too many. Kind of as like a siege breaker, you know? They work so well at that. They're forcing Spirit to do something. Because Spirit is losing in the trades. It used to be 18, it used to be 20k. Now the difference is what? 14,000. And more importantly, key locations are being freed up. This base is pretty key too, by the way. Yes, Rogue has mined a lot from it, but not enough. Is Rogue actually planning on going in here? No way, right? He doesn't have to. Actually, Rogue doesn't have to. What Rogue could do, by the way, is clear this. Lingbane. Lingbane Ultra, top left right now. That base is gone, so my friend. Swarmos, meanwhile, can just be... like, even if they only kill 5-6 Marines at a time, that is enough. I don't think this is necessary, but Rogue is gonna do it. So he runs in with the Overseers. It's gonna clear quite a few units. This is a very losing engagement for him, though. This is a very losing engagement. He went -5 or -6k almost here in this fight. And it was... the reason for that is because the Swarmhost, they're not worth their supply in a direct engagement. It's the same as running in with Tempest and just standing there and fighting. These units, they benefit from having multiple trades over time. That is a complete misuse of the army. A complete misuse. Like, this is what Swarmhost are meant to do. They're supposed to force your opponent out of their shell. And if you then get like 4 Marauders, 3 turrets, a sensor tower, half a tank. Bro, that is free. This doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to win big battles. You just have to win 10 small battles. You're doing such a good job. And now you've given up so much of your army, you're giving your opponent room to push. This base, by the way, has been open the entire time. Like, there's a single tank that's not even in range of this planetary. So this mining is illegal. You did not get a license for that. If anyone comes to check it, Any regulator comes in, poof! Planetary gets regulated out of this world, and you're not gonna get another building permit for that, my friend. No, Rogue is gonna nimby you out of this world. Here come... Locust again. Even if they just kill 2, I don't care. You don't need to come in with the rest. It's not necessary, my friend. He's gonna try once more, and this started as a good fight, and how's it gonna end? As a bad fight. Or even trade-ish. But it started better. You don't have to run in with the rest. All you need to do is force this guy out of his shell, and then you can fight on your terms, on creep, away from Liberator setups, away from a planetary. Like, if he goes too far, you can fight him, because he doesn't have the lip support, he doesn't have the planetary support. If he stays home, you send another Swarmos wave in 45 seconds. Dude, you're gonna be banging. Absolutely banging. I just don't get it. I just don't. It feels like he has such a cool setup, and then he just misuses it like that. Okay, let's take a look at the resource lost here, before he goes in with the rest. We're just seeing it tick up, right? Then the Ultras come in, and all of a sudden there's a valuable target for Spirit to attack. Although this fight might actually be going quite okay here. Oh, this went fine. This went fine so far. Let's see if he's going to keep it going here. It's clearing a lot of these Liberators as well with the Corruptors. Oh, Spirit lost a lot. Okay, this actually was a very nice. Well, very nice. This was, I think, a positive trade overall. Like plus 1k or so for Rogue. Spirit is running out of cash. Spirit is running out of cash. We're now getting Hellions. Oh, when you're building Hellions at this phase in the game, usually it's not a great sign. Next Swarmos wave is going to be coming in soon. Rogue is retaking this. He really needs to have, like, just not even a big focus here, but like 10 links, please. Like, you're not allowed to. This guy is eating the cheese of your bread, my brother. Like, every single time you take a bite, there's no cheese. What the hell? No cheese? There's a cheese sandwich. He's like, yeah, it's gone. Freaking gone. Planetary is also going to be gone here, by the way. I think Locusts have enough damage output to kill that. Yes, they do. Yes, this is a good game. This is a good map. The map enabled this game so far. I'm a big fan of this. So far, this is I think the first or the second new map that I've seen, but I'm a big fan. Map makers really daring to kind of change up the standard. We still have relatively easy 3-4 bases, but behind that, like we have the 7 so far away, this so far away. Makes the game way more dynamic. Way more dynamic. Harder to defend multiple areas, and thus Swarmos become available. Very cool playstyle. Very, very cool playstyle. Puff, 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 puff. Brrr. Clearing more stuff. Okay, I'm just going to keep the resource loss table open. Or the tab. 16,000 is the difference currently. Between the two gentlemen. And in my mind, this is the perfect solution. Where you just kind of sit there and you send wave after wave. One problem that Rogue actually might see with that style is that if they mine about as much, you're probably never going to make up for the 16,000, right? You might get closer, but I'm not sure if Rogue has actually mined enough, and that's why he wants to go in. He wants to break his opponent. Like, I want it to all be gone. Not just a little bit at a time. So get these locusts down. That's like another 400 or 500 resources here that fall up. Ghost goes down. 6-7 Marines. Maybe we get one more Hellbat. No, we don't. This was an okay trade, because it is 3 units for nothing. I don't understand why. I guess Spirit believes that as long as he mines this base, and then he can focus maybe on the left. Is that then enough? I mean, if the resources lost get closer, right? We can mentally play out this game. If they get closer, then Rogue is getting better trades. And it means that Rogue will eventually win. Because Spirit can't reinforce anymore. This base is empty. This base is empty. Rogue is mining a little bit more than his opponent right now. There's like 500 minerals here. There's about like 1,000 minerals over there. And there's about 700 in here. We have one patch here too. So Rogue can mine more, has a bigger bank. If he trades even Stevens right now, he will be fine. And if you send in Swarmos wave, you can technically just kill a single Ling and be fine. This is not necessary. He doesn't need this. Literally the only thing he needs to do is try to protect his creep a tiny tad, send in these bad boys. Like, you're gonna mine this out. Like, there's no way that Spirit is going to be capable of stopping these mineral patches. Gas is not that important. I think you have enough over here on the left side. Okay, let's take a look. All you need is 300 resources. 6562. What do we get? With a single wave, you get about 500 resources a time. 500 resources a time. That is the equivalent of like 10 marines. So maybe between 6 and 10 supply every single wave, right? That is all we need. That is literally all we need. You just need time. And I think Rogue has plenty of time. He's now finally about to realize, by the way, that the entire left side has been undefended for the past 10 years. It's like, wait a second. Your entire army is here. I have pretty fast Ling Ultra. I think this is really the coolest late game I've ever seen. Just legit ever. The way that he plays with high speed mobility units and then swarm. This is the first time I appreciate free units in my life. Because it's forcing the Terran to do something. And Spirit doesn't want to do anything. And he's going to be paying the price here. He's going to be paying the price for it. Look at this. There's absolutely no hurry for these locusts to do anything. If they get a turret at a time, it is fine. Because Spirit is just eating out of his own nose right now. It's just... Oh my god. The Spirit needs to make a move. Brother, you need to make a move. This is a losing plan. Killing locusts has no value. Like, if your units could get, like, veterancy or something, a ghost starts dealing, like, 3 times the amount of damage after they kill 100 locusts, hell yeah, that's epic. That's not what's happening. And now the changelings are also big, by the way. We still have 19 overseers left over. Hellion is actually active, which is cool. Very cool. We're gonna get a flank on these guys. Ooh, it's gonna get 2 tanks. Gonna get 2 tanks. Good luck rebuilding those. You don't have the cash for that. He's actually just gonna go for a single tank. No, he's gonna go for a second one. Yeah, he's gonna get 2. 2 and maybe a Marauder. 2 and maybe a Marauder. Doesn't get a Marauder, 2 tanks. Brilliant trade. Oh, get an SCV. 3 SCVs as well. I freaking love this. I love this so much. Spirit, I think, is slowly but surely starting to realize that he needs to do something. And he's starting to push out towards the left side of the map. Before he gets here, though, these mineral patches will be mined out. This gas will be plenty mined out, where Rogue now has pretty much like half an extra army. Half an army is what he still has. So he can lose half of his army for free. He can take a bad trade. And another thing that Rogue can do is just run around, throw these swarm host waves, and then run back. Like, it's going to be an elimination race here. And Rogue has more cash in the bank. He can build 10 more hatcheries. He can go from the right side to the left side, to the right side, to the left side. And that entire motion 5 times. In order not to make people seasick, I will not be, clicking back and forth. But you get my point. Oh, no, that's it. That's it. That is 3 tanks. That is 3 tanks. And it's going to be 1 ghost. Maybe a turret. No, not a turret. I think Spirit might just leave the game. I think Spirit might just leave the game right now. Like, he's scanning. He's like, wait, I want this base. But you shouldn't care about this base. This base is useless. The Rook is just sitting here. He's throwing stuff at him from a distance. Oh, I really think this is one of the coolest things. Another cool thing, by the way, about this is that just having tanks defending an area is not good enough. Because if you just have tanks, what happens? Locusts come in, they clear the tanks. As long as the map is spread out enough, this style seems freaking cool. As long as the map is long. Okay, there we go. Corruptor showing up. This has been really, really sick StarCraft out of Rogue. Like, really sick. Super creative as well. This is what creativity is. Because no one had thought to add all of these things together. It starts with the changeling stuff. Oh, no. Swarm host. Gonna take a beating here. They're gonna be taking beating. No, Rogue, don't lose your patience. You've been doing so well. He's gonna go for the surround here on the ghost. I'm so afraid for him, though. Can he do it? He needs to clear. Oh my god, he's doing this. Oh my god, he's doing this. The banelings are connecting. He did not lose his patience. He just saw an opportunity and took it. He says, hey, I can play this out for 10 more minutes, or I could kill you now. I think I'm gonna kill you now. I have more things to do. More people to beat up. As he's gonna be taking out Spirit after 41 minutes and 53 seconds. It's some absolutely Inspirational StarCraft. Phenomenal. What a good late game. Actually an insane late game. This might have been, I think, one of the best. No, I think this is the best late game I've seen. I enjoyed this more than watching Clem versus Serral, despite that level probably being higher. Just the concepts used here by Rogue. Delicious. Phenomenal. Realizing that Spirit is a passive player and abusing it like this. Wow. Round of applause. All right. If you like this map, I'll leave a link to the vote down below. You can wait with voting until maybe you see some more maps or you check out some of the other maps yourself in StarCraft 2, as these maps might make it into the map. Well, I am a big fan of this, but I haven't really looked at all the other maps. So I'm going to hold up with voting a little bit longer. That's going to be it for me. Thank you all so much for watching.